Welcome to this new lecture, and I assume you have already taken the previous lecture where I talked about Python in general, and the other lecture as well where I showed you how to download and install Python and the Spyder environment and the iPython console as well. In this lecture I'll tell you a few things about the Spyder environment, as that will be the environment from where I'll be writing and executing the Python code. So the platform we're looking at is Spyder, and Spyder stands for Scientific Python Development Environment. Don't get scared by the name. Spyder is just an environment where you write and run Python code. So Spyder provides an editor here on the left and an interactive shell here on the right. The interactive shell is provided by iPython. So iPython is an enhanced shell where you write and run Python code. So iPython is like the basic shell that you can access through your command prompt, but with some added capabilities that we will discover together as we move through the course. You can also access iPython through your command line by just typing iPython, and you get the same console with the same functionalities as the one you have in Spyder. But I would suggest you use the iPython through Spyder because you have everything inside one single environment. So to write scripts of code, you should use the editor here on the left. And I have another very short lecture where I'll teach you how to run scripts of code. To program interactively, you use the shell on the right. So programming interactively means writing and executing single lines of code. This is done mostly when testing and where you're not intending to save your scripts of code. For instance, let's instruct Python to print out some text for us. So the function that prints out text is print, and the text we want to print is displaying some text. And so we get the text displayed as soon as we hit enter on the keyboard. So that's what I refer to as interactive programming. You can open multiple shells or consoles here if you like, but normally you'll not have to do so. You can choose to show or hide these two panes by going to View Panes and then click the pane you want to show or hide. So if I check the editor will hide, and I have a full view of the iPython shell. You could also modify the way Spyder looks by going to Tools and then to Preferences, and here you have quite a lot of displaying options that you can play around with. For example, I may want to remove the header of the iPython console, so I go to iPython and uncheck that option. Now the next time I open Spyder, or even if I start a new console now, the header will have disappeared. There are also options that may become useful when you're managing big amounts of code and script files, but you don't have to know about them as far as you're not building big programs. So I think this is enough to know for now. In the next lecture I'll start writing code right away by explaining the basics of Python. So talk to you in the next lecture.